Hi, I just saw Won't You Be My Neighbor about Mr. Rogers of the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood, I think it was called. I'd like to share my thoughts on it. So I knew next to nothing about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or the man himself going into this. I had a vague awareness of the sweater wearing guy that did children's programming, and he was beloved, kind of, I guess. That's all I knew going into it, which is something I've been trying to do when I pick documentaries to watch over the last couple years. Instead of picking things that I am familiar with, I go for the documentaries about things that I have no idea what it is. And so I went into that for the same reason with this movie, and it may have been a problem. This was a film that was very clearly made by a bunch of people who really love and respect Fred Rogers and his television show, what he did for kids. And so the film really rains down praise upon the guy, possibly rightfully so. I was just hoping to hear a little bit of more of a gray area because from what very little I know, just the things I've heard about him is just how great and nice he is. So I was kind of hoping it would explore a little bit of a darker-ish side of the man. I thought that would be a little more interesting, but it essentially tells you how great he is for the entirety of the runtime. And maybe that's a strange thing to complain about, and they even bring it up in the movie that people find it difficult to accept that this guy is just so great and friendly. They're a little uncomfortable that this guy doesn't have any dark places in his life. And so maybe that's a reflection on me being not a great person. I was just hoping there was something darker and strange about this guy that the general public didn't know about. So just hearing nothing but great things about him and very little not straightforward, this guy's amazing. I was just a little, I don't know. I wanted to explore a little bit more, but maybe there's nothing else to explore. That's on me for just expecting people to have dark spaces. Maybe that makes me cynical. I don't know. So maybe that point's kind of moot, but I wasn't as intrigued as I thought I would be by this thing I knew nothing about. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I learned something new. But in today's day and age, when you can't be too friendly to children, or else people start thinking the worst things of you, it was kind of interesting to just see this guy that's just wholesome and genuinely a nice, friendly guy who works so well with kids. It was just a nice feeling to see a documentary on this guy who would just not fit in really in today's society. I feel like people would be looking for angles against him all the time. He can't be just that friendly, right? There's some creepy stuff going on just under the surface, but all things indicate that he was just all around great. So that was nice, refreshing to see. So yeah, all in all, pretty good documentary. I liked it. I think it's probably made more for people that kind of grew up with at least a little bit of the show, who had fond memories of the show and Fred Rogers, things like that. I think they'll watch this with tears in their eyes and just love it to death. Me personally, I liked it. Like I said, I learned about this show and this guy and kind of the phenomenon that he was. I didn't know it was that huge of a deal. So it was interesting learning about all that, but it didn't affect me emotionally like I think the film will to fans of him and his show. But yeah, 85%-ish from me. I would recommend it. It's a very nice watch. Well, thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.